Hey, welcome back, guys. Dragon in the afternoon. Boy, I got a funny one for you. I don't
What's
know.
that?
I don't know if I shared this video over to you. Did you see the video where the guy pulls up with the lowrider and the cam's going? Did I send that to you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, and it's got this Latino guy all gangstered out in this convertible lowrider. And he's like,
Uh-huh.
man, that thing is sweet, I say. And he's like, yeah. And they're talking back and forth, just lowrider talk. And he goes,
Right.
man, don't make me go crazy and have me hit the switches. And he goes, man, show us what that thing can do. And he's like, no, man, no. And he's like, yeah, man, beat the block down, show me what you do. And he hit it, and goes, psst. And he goes, did you blow a tire? I fucking rolled. I was like, and he's like, man, you ain't got real switches. And he's hitting the switches and hopping his car. And he's like, no, man, I got airbags, man. It's right like a Cadillac. And he's like, that sounds like you blew a tire.
That's funny.
Yeah, I thought I shared it to you. And if I didn't, I should have. Because, dude, it was so fucking real and funny. But yeah, I've out hopped some of them Kansas City guys with cars on air. They thought I was fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we showed up down at Kansas City, King of the Street, and we had a Buick Regal. The back was on hydros, okay.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't get that. We couldn't get the cylinders that we wanted to do it on air, so I was just like, fuck it. I'll just put one single pump back there, just raise and lower it.
Right.
And we had 2800 Conitec bags that we cut the fuck out of the frame, and that was dual ported 1-inch.
Oh.
We had 4 nitrogen bottles in the trunk.
I was gonna say you've had to be using nitrogen.
Yeah, and I pulled up and I hit it and it was like psh, like that, and they're like, whatever. Well, they started hopping, and I fucking hit the switch and about flipped that thing over backwards on one hit. They were like, what the fuck? And it's so violent,
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we used to do a little bit of air hoppers back in the day, and I think we need to build another one.
Oh yeah. Me too.
Yeah, we built that S10, and we hopped that thing 22 foot on a single hit.
Yeah.
That is insane. We hopped it one time in the shop and busted fucking lights and shit out, and that was when we were figuring out regulators, you know what I'm saying? Just like, oh, fucking turn it all the way up, it's air.
Too much.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you blow a bag on that much pressure, dude, it's like 20 times.
Sounding.
Yeah, it's 20 times louder than a shotgun, It's like, fuck. I mean, we blew a bag and fucking bent the control arm on the damn thing, So, but yeah, I'd like to go in and do another one, but this time I'd like to do it to where we could play with it, and it's just not a one-time deal. You know what I'm saying?
We've got the purple trucks in there we could use.
No, we're not doing that one. No, we're not doing that one.
Come on, no balls.
No, I got a junkyard right by the shop, man. They got S10s in there,
Exactly.
$250, man. Roll that bitch right over to me.
They got some good versions in there.
Yeah, preferably one without a motor. I don't need that fucking shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of something that I probably need to do. But, what's crazy is on Marketplace, and in one of these lowrider groups, I can't remember which one I'm in, some of these hydraulic hoppers are coming up for sale from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what the fuck?
Now, some of the guys are outgrowing them, and their wives don't like them.
Yeah, well, I saw that.
I think that's most of it.
Well, somebody just restored that one's Red's hydraulic hopper, the one with the crazy rear end that swings under and it will stand up on its own. Someone just restored
Cutlass,
that.
Isn't it?
Yeah, the Joker.
Yeah.
That's what it was, the Joker. Yeah.
So it was either Cutlass or Regal, I can't remember which.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool that stuff's still out there. I mean, I've been seeing some lowriders from like the 90s that were in Lowrider magazine, and they're popping up out of storage units, and people are selling them pretty cheap. You know, it was on the cover of Lowrider. Speaking of covers of magazines and stuff, did you see that this week is the last? That's it of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. It's not being printed no more.
Really?
Yep.
Going all online, huh?
Yep. Damn right it is. Yeah. I can't believe that it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and
They say the mail's next.
Yeah. Well, you know what's crazy is the St. Louis Post-Dispatch newspaper, the longest running newspaper in St. Louis, started in the 1800s or some shit like that. It's printed in the same building in Maryland Heights, right down the street from this office. I never knew what they did. I mean, there's so many buildings and stuff. I don't know what some of this shit is, but I passed by that building my whole fucking life and never knew that's where the newspaper was printed.
That's interesting.
But yeah, I saw that, man. I mean, you know, they ran extra copies, you know, because it was the farewell to the print, you know, but...
Right.
I mean, everything's digital nowadays, you know? I mean, hell, even business cards. I mean, you tap your phone on each other, you know? And,
yep.
You know, here's all my social media and all my shit and blah, 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 you know? It's like, you know...
I have a question back to the hydro cars.
Yeah.
Does Disco still have anything?
No.
He completely got rid of all that?
Everything is pretty much, he's destroyed everything back in the day. But yeah, that's how he got his start, was Disco Dean at the Lowrider shows, you know. And
most people don't know that.
You know what's crazy is I raced with Dean for several years. And one day we were talking about something and he's like, man, I've known you since we were teenagers. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, back in the Lowrider days and this and this. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, I was a lot skinnier back then. And, you know, we talking about Indy Truck Bash. And I was like, Disco Dean. Holy shit.
Yep.
I never realized it. And then his wife showed me pictures of when they first met. And, you know, he used to model and stuff, had a six-pack and all kinds of shit.
Didn't he have the Hoppers truck?
Yep. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, several of them, because he destroyed every one of them.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. And that's how the whole thing come about, Disco Dean, Stinky Pinky, and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. And then...
Because I remember the green one that he had.
Yeah, and he always...
He hopped that thing so much the fucking fenders were coming off of it and everything.
Yeah, and, you know, and that's the reason why when they did the Cadillac, it had the Lowrider paint job on it for a little while until he kept blowing the blower and tearing the hood up. To pay homage back to, you know, his Lowrider days, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, and you know, with the Lowrider days, you know, he did window tinting back then. He had the Tint King, you know?
Yeah.
So,
which he still has.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got a booming business tinting windows. And,
yeah,
you know, people are like, I don't understand, you know, you tint windows and how you can afford, you know, a drag car like this. Right. Buddy, he is the biggest tinting company in Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
He sends crews out to do office buildings, all kinds of shit, and they are damn good at what they do.
I did see they went and got the drag and drive car from the old man. They went and picked it up.
Yeah.
And she got to drive it in the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a trip, man. I love her to death.
He's like, I gotta teach you how to start a car with a carburetor.
Yeah. Well, they got the Toyota truck. She's supposed to be driving that in small tire, and then I don't know what happened. Something changed. So I don't know. You know, I always thought that they were married, but apparently they never did get married.
No.
You know, they got kids and stuff, and hell, I was at their kids' graduation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Lindsay is a fucking hell of a woman. She's a trip, man. She's a big hunter.
Well, she's got to be to deal with Disco Dean.
Yeah, but Dean's not into deer hunting yet. She's fucking out there. She shot a gun out a window, and they were out on the back porch.
Mm-hmm.
And this deer kept coming up in their yard, and she's like, I'm going to shoot that motherfucker. We're going to make some jerky and all kind of shit. And big as shit. Him and the kids were out on the patio, and she opened the window and fucking shot right in between them and shot this fucking deer. And he's not into killing animals, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's like, it's just not in his nature, you know? He's just like,
right.
You know, he'll eat shit, but like, he, but her, she's, man, yeah, her and Lizzie, they used to go deer hunting with fucking Monza.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Monza is not sponsored by Cabela's because, I mean, fuck, he spends enough money with them some bitches.
You think?
Yeah, Cabela's, the corporation's taking him on hunts and stuff, and I'm surprised that it was never on the side of his car.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, the good old days of that. But yeah, they're going to start filming here soon for the TNT network. So, yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah, we're going to see what that brings to the table. And then, and then I was just talking to somebody this morning about it. They were asking me about JJ show, and I think it's like the surreal life. It's about a family that drag races. It's not what you think it's going to be. So, I was like, what's it going to be like, this Sister Wives TV show?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, you know. So, yeah, I can't remember if it's Netflix or Hulu that picked him up. So, I don't know.
It's hard telling. I think Netflix was supposed to be trying to get him, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. They've told me, and I just... Mm-hmm. There's so many streaming networks. Hell, I can't fucking remember who's on who. And that's just like going to the movies. We were talking about that earlier. People don't want to go to the movies. They'd rather sit at home and stream it. So if you think about it, there's not a lot of new movies come out. Plus, I had this conversation with somebody just recently. A lot of the new movies, them actors are doing stuff directly for Netflix or directly for Paramount Plus. And you know, hell, I just watched that movie, oh, damn it. I was telling you about it, where it had Jamie Foxx in it. And that was made directly for Netflix. So, yeah.
A lot are nowadays.
Yeah, so, you know who really started that was Apple, on the whole Apple TV thing. Because remember they had what's his name do that movie, oh goddamn, what was it? It was about the whole war thing. Is it Wolf or something like that?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Tom Hanks starred in it, and yeah, that was strictly Apple TV. You know, so it didn't even go to fucking theaters. It went straight to Apple TV, and they spent fuck tons of money on making that movie.
Well, there's a lot of movies now that just come straight out on the streaming services, or they start streaming it at the same time as they hit the theater.
Yeah. Well, that's just like Fast and Furious. I mean, that's how the whole conversation with somebody started. Is like, when the fuck's it coming out? And I'm like, late this year sometime. Well, they made the other one that said to be continued. That was like 3 or 4 years ago. It's just like the New Days of Thunder, people. It's been filmed. They're just sitting on the right time to release it. And I don't get it.
I don't understand that.
They did the same shit with Top Gun. And they filmed it. And then COVID hit. And I can understand that they wanted the world to get back to civilization or whatever. Some order. And then people go back to the movie theaters. But I don't know. The new Top Gun movie was badass, you know. So,
yes, it was.
So I'm can't wait to see what the New Days of Thunder. See, what's interesting about the New Days of Thunder is the cars are different. They're the cars of tomorrow.
Yeah.
So when they did the first movie, there was a lot of shit that, you know, there was still a lot of cheating going on.
Oh, there was.
Yeah, so now the cars are basically, you know, it's just like NHRA funny car. The fucking bodies are all pretty much the same. It's just the stickers on what the car would resemble, a Camry or a Camaro or something. I mean, I own a funny car, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I've got a, Trans Am body on it that resembles a fucking Trans Am from. I mean, it's a nostalgic drag car, with an updated chassis. So
right.
And the thing is, it wasn't a bucket list because this isn't the first funny car I've owned.
Right.
But this one's probably the safest one I've ever owned.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's cool to have it to where, it resembles what it's supposed to be. Not this bubble top, weird looking fucking thing. Some shit's fucked up when the funny cars are going faster than the rail cars.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, on that note. Do what?
No, go ahead.
On that note, guys, we're getting right back into music. We'll be right back on Dragon in the Afternoon, Styling Radio.